I wanted to begin the show off of last night's basketball game. And look, it's great the Pistons won a game. I mean, let's just start there. I mean, you can't lose 8 in a row and have designs on making the playoffs. Duh. But they needed to get off the schneid, and they did it in a bit of an unexpected manner. I mean, a night you traded a couple of starters. You didn't have the guy you traded for, and they played really, really well and beat the Cavs. Now, this has less to do with the Pistons, and I just had to start with this because here we go. Hot take, potentially. Didn't it look like last night that LeBron James just simply stopped trying? That LeBron had basically said, you know what? I hate my teammates. I don't like Dan Gilbert, and I don't like playing here anymore. And I just had Ish Smith hit a shot in my eye and mean mug me. You know what? I'm done. I'm leaving Cleveland, and I don't want to do this no more. Like, I've never seen LeBron. LeBron looked drunk. He was doing, like, spin moves in slow-mo, like it was some riff on a sobriety test. He was dribbling the ball off his kneecap. It was just... And the reason I bring it up is because we have our resident LeBronologist, Michael Iglesias Sullivan, in with us, and I thought it'd be a good way to kind of just start the show today. If you're a Piston fan and you watched last night, I don't know if you even noticed it. Maybe you were so happy that Ish Smith was hitting jumpers and Reggie Bullock was knocking down three. I get all of that. Hell, Stanley Johnson wasn't terrible last night. Not going to get carried away, but he wasn't terrible. He was all right. But LeBron, Michael, you're going to have to speak to start this program today. He looked like a dude who quit last night.
I think you're just looking too much into it. If Kevin Love doesn't get hurt, Cleveland wins. So that's end all. No, I'm just messing. I think that there's clearly dysfunction on the Cavs. I think LeBron's going to be leaving at the end of this year.
Did he quit last night? Choose your words carefully.
Yeah, I don't think I could use the word quit. I think there's certain nights where he, as other people do, kind of take the night off. If you want to say maybe he just kind of took the night off, I think that's fine. I don't think he's quitting. LeBron's not a quitter. He's a champion.
Why was he in slow motion?
I think he probably just stopped caring a little bit.
So he quit.
I wouldn't use that word. I think he just kind of relaxed and took the night off. LeBron's not a quitter. He's a winner.
People, can I ask you the question? If you watched the ball game last night, is it wrong to suggest that LeBron James quit? That he simply said, you know what? Not tonight. Do you realize Ish Smith was challenging him and LeBron was allowing him? Because let's face it, Ish Smith ain't never getting around LeBron James if he's actually playing defense. I mean...
I think it's fair to question if he's kind of checked out.
Hey, listen, and I'm saying it's how I felt as a fan watching the game. Now, look, it doesn't matter. I'm not asking Piston fans to care about it. You had to win a ball game. You had to get this ridiculous losing streak over. This has nothing to do with the Pistons. I just felt like for all of the storylines about the Cavaliers and the drama and the discontent and the tension, I felt like last night was the breaking point. That last night represented a true ending. And maybe I'm crazy, but that team, that was the most pathetic display of defense I've ever seen. LeBron being the greatest player on the planet, the effort seemingly was not there. I'll be polite. And I just kind of felt like, wow, like this is it.
Yeah, I don't think the Cavs are going to, I hate to say it, I certainly don't think they're going to win the title this year.
Oh, you think? Mike, are they going to get to the finals?
No, but there's also been people have said that, and I was adamant that they would win the title, and I was right about that. But this year, I just cannot see it. I think that LeBron's clearly out the door. I think it's fair to wonder if he mentally is kind of thinking, you know what, this is it. I got to worry about where I'm going next year. I'm going to kind of check out a little bit. I just can't. I have an issue using the word quit. But
all right, let me ask the question then. All right? If you watched the game last night at all, I don't care if there's only 4 of you in my audience. I want to talk to you. You had to have watched the game last night. I always tell you, I think it's very unfair to say that athletes quit. Unfair. All right, these are the best. These are the guys that are best at what they do. They work incredibly hard at what they do. And I try my best to never use that Q word, okay? I don't throw it around lightly. I felt like LeBron quit last night. I want to know from the peeps that watched the game like I did. 248-539-9797, okay? And again, this ain't a shot at the Pistons. They did what they needed to do. They were very shorthanded. They played very well, all right? I am not knocking them in any way. LeBron and the Cavs are one of the big stories in sports. And last night, I'm watching LeBron do spin moves like Dirty Grandpa. I'm watching him dribble a ball off his face. I'm watching him get broke down by Ish Smith. I mean, I'm sorry, but that to me isn't having a bad night. That's a dude who's not trying at 100%. I don't see those things. You understand that Ish Smith would shoot 10% against LeBron James when LeBron is going full tilt? Right. Ish Smith may as well have been Iverson in his prime. That was stunning last night.
It's ridiculous to just get worked by a totally depleted Pistons roster. It wasn't even close.
248-539-9797. And again, I apologize. I'm not trying to be offensive. I don't use the Q word. I think that's one of the shortcomings of this business when you say a guy quit. I hate that. But last night, I'm just being upfront with you, the audience. It's how I felt. I go, holy bleep. He ain't trying out here. And I'll say this, Mike, that team is an absolute disaster.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
Defensively, they don't try. Like, let me ask you this question. What percentage of team defense is effort?
70.
So you mean to tell me any team in the league
60, 70?
I think that's a little high.
You need 30-40% scheme.
Okay, well, you're getting closer.
I think I'm a big energy guy. It's about if the team is trying to really lock down and lock in.
My point is, you have to understand, you have to have certain pieces. Certain guys have better physical capabilities to play great defense.
Right.
Now, you're right. Effort, I think if you try, you can at least become an acceptable defender. Is that fair?
Yes.
Acceptable. Mike, the Cavs last night, and I mean this, and this is not hyperbole. I'm not doing this for effect. This isn't like, that's a hot take. It's not it. That's a hot take. Last night was one of the single worst defensive games I've ever seen from an NBA basketball team that wasn't made up of, like, rookies or garbage. That is a veteran team. With
old team.
With as many as 3 Hall of Famers on the roster, guys who have been to All-Star game. Mike, they didn't try.
Well, it speaks to the issues and the dysfunction that the team has overall. And you know what? They're playing tonight. I'm back-to-back. So I'd be interested to see if it gets any better or possibly worse tonight against the Heat.
I'll tell you the other guy. And I'm saying this. I am saying as a joke. There's absolutely no seriousness to this. But you want to know who looked like they drank half a bottle of NyQuil? IT4. Now, you remember last summer. Now, I'm not bruising my shoulder blades, but I told you last summer, I don't want Ainge to pay this guy. We got to trade him. I'm happy we got rid of him. I never expected him to look this bad. Dude was dribbling the ball off his shoes, can't hit a shot. Defense, forget it. That's never been a part of the package. Wow. You traded Kyrie for that and what might amount to the number 7 or 8 pick in the draft.